Paul Miller, Kevon Davis here. Central Penn women's basketball taking on Trinity, Washington this evening. It's going to be a big game here, East Penn Middle School. I'm here with my main man, Kevon Davis, here on the commentary this evening. Kevon, how's it going on this evening? And looking forward to a night of great basketball.
It's feeling good, Paul. Good to be at another basketball game. You know, Knights still having off their hot streak, so hopefully we can keep it going tonight.
Looks like there's a quick shot clock issue. 0-0 here, very early, 9:36. Knights are coming off of a loss. They're 10-5 though on the year, including 6-0 at home. Yet to lose here at East Penn Middle or High School this season. So looking forward to another excellent evening. Of course, the Knights led by senior point guard Tania Jackson. Tania averaging 14.3 points on the season. But another thing interesting about Tania Jackson, 10.2 rebounds. As a point guard, how is she able to get double-digit rebounds so often?
You know, just her way of getting down the paint, getting easy rebounds, and being able to slither past the defense and helping her team out. And it'll really be good tonight if she can get some more rebounds on the offense and defensive ends.
Still holding off on the shot clock. Well, now that we have a minute, I just want to talk about a couple of keys to victory. So the starters this evening, Tori Roberts, Tania Jackson, Sydney Bub, Legend Edwards, and Sydney Green will start this evening. This is going to be Green not in the lineup. It's going to be an amazing night, great rotation from the Knights. In fact, before we even got on the broadcast today, we talked about a very interesting statistic. While Tania leads the team in points per game, there are 7 other Knights averaging between 5 and 7 points a game, playing meaningful minutes off the bench, and coming in from time to time and playing really well. So how does that Knights depth help them against a team like Trinity Washington?
Definitely helps them by scoring more points and giving the starters more rest time, especially with the players coming off the bench, getting more points. It gives the starters a little bit more time to catch their breath. And overall, I'm pretty sure the coach is happy the way the bench has been producing.
Well, and that's a very good point, too. Later in the season, no one averages more than 26 points a game, even Tania Jackson. So when you think about that, you've got all 5 starters typically averaging about 20 minutes a game. That's only half the game, which means they're getting a 10-player, at times 11-player rotation. I think that could be big, especially coming into the end of the season where the Knights are going to make their playoff push.
Exactly. I guess especially a game like tonight where Trinity Washington doesn't have that many players coming off the bench, it would definitely be essential for the Knights to get their bench going.
Edwards down inside.
Nice job taking advantage of the size difference there.
Chanel Perry also in the starting lineup this evening, and a quick turnover there from Harris. Trinity Washington from the Washington, D.C. area. I guess you could have figured that out from the title. I didn't put 2 and 2 together when I first was putting it together. They're having a rough season, 1-9. And I'll tell you, it looks like the Knights certainly have the size here to compete.
Hopefully the Knights can take advantage of that, work the ball down low, and not settle for outside jumpers.
Good effort there by Yancey. And the rebound. Yancey buries the jumper, tying it at 2. Paul Miller and Kevon Davis, also our producer today, is Dalton Koller. No foul call there, but Tania gets the roll. Andrew Hunter also here as our nightly news reporter, and of course the fan favorite Dylan Bowman back on photo this evening. I just want to put we couldn't do this without a team of people, and it's been wonderful the support of Central Penn. And again, Kevon, this is another opportunity for you to be on the commentary here. What are your impressions from your first couple of games?
Just very happy of how everything's going. Production's going great, and everything's going good. So I'm just happy everything's
Edwards attempts a shot. Looks like it's down inside. There's definitely an advantage there. And the shot from Trinity Washington, but an over the back as Perry could not quite come up with that rebound, but was fouled. So again, the Knights were coming into, Wednesday's game on a 6-game winning streak. Did drop Wednesday's contest to Washington Adventist to drop to 10-5, but they are certainly in the driver's seat with three more games after today at home. 6-0 on the season. I still think that's amazingly impressive, no matter who you are.
Yeah, and I'm sure they'll look to get back on the win column, especially taking that tough loss that they had the other night.
And the shot there by 32 Joyner. And the foul is going to go back the other way. Lady Knights in prime striking distance of making it into the USCAA tournament, of which, in my recollection, they haven't been. So this would be a really, really important effort if they could make it to that tournament. Edwards, the ball fake, very aggressive early. Going to call a jump ball there, and that'll go back to Trinity Washington. You know, Kevon, we were talking about this earlier. What does it mean to be the home team? I mean, why do teams play so much better at home? Outside, of course, it's close, maybe not the long bus ride. What is it about playing at home that just energizes a team?
You know, it gives them a little bit more pride in having all their friends, family come and see them play in their hometown. So they always want to put on a show for them.
And certainly we know we got a lot of family members out there watching on this broadcast. Couple of offensive rebounds there for Trinity Washington, and up and in from Biter, number 20.
Yeah, that's where the Knights have to capitalize on defense. They got to come up with defensive rebounds in this game if they want to win.
Top scorer for Trinity Washington is Taryn Yancey, number 4, coming in at 7.4 points a game, but a sort of an even effort from this team. And there's Yancey, the drive and the score. And Trinity Washington off to an early 6-4 lead with 6:34 left in the first quarter. Sydney Green looks to check in at the next stoppage. Bump from deep. There's a foul inside there, so the shot didn't count even if it went.
Seems like the Knights are struggling to find the composure here early.
Well, and that's sort of the yang to the yin of earlier. We were talking about the depth that they have, but when you're rotating all these different lineups, do you ever think you ever get to the point where you're comfortable with every single person on the court because you don't really have that opportunity to play with them much?
Yeah, I think especially in practice, that's a big thing, going with everything. Everybody has to communicate together, be able to build together, because when you have the starters and mixed with the bench, everybody's not used to playing at the same time together. So it's really like a bonding moment.
Especially for the Knights who don't have specific roles. There's a few people, Sini as our point guard, Legend often plays the 5 position, but much of the other folks that come in are sort of shooting guard, small forward types. So are they ever really playing in a rotation? It's a question we might want to revisit later. I'm going to call a foul there on number 20. That's a foul I'm sure she did not want to pick up. Number 20, Beitler. Pleasure to be with you here, East Penn Middle School, on a Friday night. Great crowd here to support the Knights. And we need to cheer the Knights on to victory here tonight. Tori Roberts started off the season injured, but has made it back. Above the ball fake, goes baseline. Can't quite get that one to fall, and Green can't come up with a rebound.
Looks like there was a little contact on that floater, too.
Bub on the switch. And that ball looked like it may have been kicked if it wasn't called. Green's going to run the break.
Smart idea to relax and kick it back out.
Perry from outside. Can't quite get it to go. Green the rebound.
That's what's going to be key for the Knights, getting those offensive rebounds and scoring.
Perry comes up with it down inside. They're going to call that a jump ball. Now that'll remain Knights ball there.
Trinity Washington is definitely doing a good job getting their hands active and getting in there for the jump balls.
Trinity Washington, coached by Angela Richmond. The tough season, 1-9. Their first win they just got recently, so looking back at January 17th with a big win against Rosemont, their first of the season. So maybe they came to play.
Yeah, you can really tell they're feeding off that energy off that win.
This, I would say, would be a pretty big upset, though, if they would beat Central Penn tonight, given what's gone on so far this year.
Yeah, breaking the 6-0 home streak. The Knights are definitely looking to hopefully hold that winning streak and keep it going.
I'm going to get Perry for that. I will say that we played this team way back on November 30th, only winning 61-53. So their closest, I suppose you would say, other than the win, their smallest margin of victory. So it was a close game.
Yeah, I'm sure they're looking to also get that bad taste out of their mouth. They don't want to go 0-2 to the Knights, so they're going to try everything they can to get that win tonight.
Randy Swinton, a former Nightly News player of the game, about to check in here.
Looks like we have a foul call problem.
Perry got called for the foul, so I wasn't really sure what was going on there. And I don't know if that's 2 already on Perry, but that could be a bad sign for her. From downtown, that's no good. Green the rebound. Let's see what Jackson can do here. Club from outside, no good. And Green, no, inside Swinton the rebound. That was no good. No foul call. That's Jackson with the steal. Pulls up. No.
Yeah, you can definitely tell the refs are letting the girls play tonight.
Tough offensive sequence there for the Knights. It's sort of a mismatch down low, but passes it back out. And from way downtown, Ford knocks that down. And a 5-point lead for Trinity Washington. And Coach Aaron Miller calls a timeout.
Yeah, smart timeout by the coach. Missing some easy layups that they got off the offensive rebound. So a good time to recollect and hopefully get going with 3 minutes and 58 seconds left.
Well, Kevon, now that you're here, we can talk about this. The Nightly News Media Club will bring you all of the Central Penn Knights home baseball games in 2023, including our triumphant return to FNB Field on City Island in Harrisburg. You'll be able to find them on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Nightly News CPC, or our Twitch channel at www.twitch.tv/Central Penn. Always keep up with Knights athletics with the Nightly News. And we are so happy to be coming back to FMB Field this year, and I'm sure you're happy to be playing at FMB Field this year.
Yeah, it's a beautiful stadium, and hopefully around April to March area it gets a little warm, so we can have a nice fans out there and have a nice game.
Well, if it stays like it is, it's been 45 pretty much every day, which isn't great, but it's not bad either.
Hopefully the Knights can set some type of offense here off that timeout.
Swinton from down. Oh, glass! Big three-point shot there, Kevon. We really needed that one.
Yeah, that's a start to try and get the run going and try and play some defense here to stop Trinity Washington on their run.
Inside. You can't get that to go. Tori Roberts with the rebound. Do not have 34 on my stat sheet. Roberts pulls the trigger, can't get it to go. Green, the rebound, no. Almost too very close over the backs there.
See, Paul, that's what we were talking about. Those offensive rebounds, we need to capitalize those if we want to win tonight's game.
Well, we have a smaller lineup, and that's also part of the reason why it's so important to have Chanel Perry in the game, as well as Legend Edwards in terms of our rebounding. Or, you know, our team is being led by Tania Jackson in rebounds. Jackson, a slow start thus far, and they're going to call a travel from Swinton. You hate to see those turnovers.
Yeah, it looked like she made a move before she put her dribble down.
Again, Knights have won 6 in a row at home, 6-0 on the season, but they trail by 2 here to 1-9 Trinity Washington.
Hopefully we don't jinx that winning streak tonight.
No good, a bit too strong for 34. See what Green can do. Off the dribble inside to Jackson. And Swinton not happy about that last sequence.
Good cut by Jackson right there to get an easy floater down the middle.
And a little press here. Good navigation there by number 14 Ford, but unfortunately off.
Look for the Knights to take the lead right here.
Rejected. Huge block there from Trinity Washington. 2 minutes remain in the first. It's 9-9. And a timeout for Trinity Washington.
It's a good game so far. You can definitely tell the intensity of both teams is very high.
Well, just as always, as a reminder, do have live stats on centralpennknights.com. If you go to the centralpennknights.com, click on schedules, and in this case, women's basketball. Once you scroll down to the game today, you can go right into the live stats. Unbelievably easy, and that's where we will be updating you with our stats from centralpennknights.com. And we will do that at the end of each quarter.
Nice ball coming in after this timeout.
What's the score here?
Green with a double team. I probably would have passed that out, but you don't ever want to go into that double team. Roberts pokes the ball out, but out of bounds. Well, we'll be back here Sunday afternoon at 1 and 3 for a doubleheader. Ladies will be on at 1. The men will be on around 3 o'clock. But do keep an eye out for the exact start time. If it could be earlier, it could be later. Depends how long the first game takes. And Jackson kicks the pocket. Has numbers ahead. Nice play to J.R. Pearson.
Good cut by Pearson there. Knights take the lead with a minute left.
Good pass by Jackson as well.
Good job by Pearson getting her hands up right there and deflect the pass out of bounds.
Jackson 3.6 assists averaged on the season, so definitely into distributing the ball as well. is 11-9 Knights.
Seems like Paul, every time there's a ball out of bounds, it takes him a while to pass the ball back in, like they're having some type of complication.
Good drive to the basket. No box out there. They can't get that shot to go. With 3 people in her face. And the turnover. Green to steal. Ahead to Roberts. And she wisely pulls it down. Swinton takes the shot. And Knights take a 4-point lead with 50 seconds left in the first.
And I see a little half-court press here by the Knights.
From way outside from Ford, who hit a 3 earlier, couldn't come up there. And the Knights at 36 seconds could go for a 1. Oh, Jackson nearly had her head taken off. You know, trying to get us in, we're trying to go for a 2-for-1, which they will get in addition to these free throws. Jackson, a wonderful all-around player, I suppose, if you had one gripe. A 66% free throw shooter.
Of course, we just spoke about it.
Though she is tied for the team lead in free throw percentage.
You definitely tell she's attacking the paint hard and getting to the line.
And does not convert either. Those are 2 I'm sure Jackson would tell you she'd like back. (13-9), 30 seconds left. So it's going to be very close to possibly getting a shot coming back for Central Penn. Tough drive. And they're going to get Swinton there for a foul.
Yeah, anytime you swing your arm like that, Paul, even if you don't hit him, it's going to look like a foul.
Beasley made the drive, took a tough spill. What's the worst collision you ever had in a baseball game?
Had to be sliding into second and getting a knee to the jaw.
Ooh. Was that last season?
Nah, it was when I was in high school, my junior year.
Were you injured severely?
Anytime I chomped down, it hurt for a little bit, but after icing it for about a month, it got better.
For a month? 13-10, and the Knights watch 17 seconds. So I think they're going to hang on to it and try to get this final shot here as well they should. Although Tania doesn't want to pass on an open 3. But gets the rebound, and they're going to call Jackson for a travel. The 3rd travel called in the first quarter. I wonder if that's going to have any type of ramification on the game.
Yeah, you never want to see early turnovers like this, especially in a close game like this.
Now 5.6 left. I thought the Knights were going to go for the last shot, but they're still going to have a shot. Here does Trinity Washington. Great play by Tori Roberts.
Good defense there by the Knights to end the half.
The quarter. I know it's hard to... Hey, I do the same thing. Don't feel bad.
Coming right back from the men's game.
We're going to take a quick look at the live stats after the first quarter in this 13-10 game. Number 4, Yancey for Trinity Washington leads the way with 4 points, while the Knights are led by Brandy Swinton with 5 and Tania Jackson with 4. Jackson also with 2 assists and 2 rebounds, and Sydney Green with 4 early rebounds for the Knights. Don't forget the CPC Health Center is open every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. in Super Suite 127. And the best thing, no appointment is needed. Just stop by anytime the health center is operating. They can evaluate and assess minor illnesses and even provide free basic health care products and referrals to off-site specialists and providers. Great feature that we have here on campus that we've had the last year or so. 13-10 here going to the second quarter. Knights with an early 3-point lead, trying to go to 7-0 here at home on the season. Bub, Pearson, Green, Jackson, and Perry.
Yeah, this quarter the Knights are definitely looking to cut down the travel calls that they've been getting.
Well, it has kind of gone both ways. Trinity Washington also got a traveling call. But I get your point. The turnovers as well. The shot from outside from Perry and a putback from Green.
Good rebound putback right there.
And what did we just say? That's 5 rebounds for Green.
Yeah, it's good to see that she's getting active on the boards on the offensive end.
Green's averaging 4, so she's already there. Looks like number 4, Yancey, stepped on the out-of-bounds line. Huge doubleheader coming up this week at Penn versus Penn State York. That'll be on Sunday. Tune in at 1 o'clock for the ladies' game. Men will be on just after that. Here on the Nightly News YouTube channel and Central Penn's Twitch page.
Nice looking to get the ball inside.
Above the catch and shoot. Pearson, that's the 3rd time they've called a jump ball. And I understand that's what it's for, but they're not even really letting them go after it.
No, it seems like the ball's barely in each player's possession and they call it a jump ball.
For the ladies, we'll also be back here February 16th and February 19th after this game on Sunday. Good save from number 12, Williams, but the shot is no good. Flash with another rebound, that's 6. And Bub again from outside. That's the only thing I like about Sydney. She's missed a couple shots. That does not deter her from shooting when she's over.
Yeah, as a shooter, you always want to be confident in your abilities. Even if you're not on, you always keep shooting.
Great steal by Green. Thus far, Green has had an incredible game with already 6 rebounds. This is a real team effort, and that's why I really think that the Knights have played so well this season. It's not just one person. Even our superstar player, Tania Jackson, it's not just her. And Perry for 3. That would have been huge. Putting us up 11. Instead, it's 18-10.
Yeah, you can definitely tell the Knights have also turned up their defensive efficiency. They're not letting as many fouls go, and they're playing good defense.
And the shot inside does not go. Perry a rebound ahead to Bub. The steal. Bub kind of put herself in a bad position there because she was a 1-on-3 and didn't have any trailers and did turn the ball over. Going to get a foul for Trinity Washington. We are here from East Penn High School. Knights lead 18-10. Paul Miller and Kevon Davis on the call here tonight. Now, interestingly enough here, Kevon, Edwards started the game and was in for the first several minutes and hasn't been back.
You know, the coach might be trying to go for different looks against Trinity Washington, trying to break down their defense and see what's working for the Knights.
Because, I mean, this is about the smallest lineup you're going to see the Knights play with. Perry
Is he working for their success now?
I will say that in the last game that we called for the ladies, actually way back in December, Green was posting up that entire night. And you would look at her, you wouldn't think she was a post-up player, but she made some great moves that night. Another turnover for the Knights there, and from way downtown, Yancey. No good, but gets the ball back. Good defense there by Jackson.
Good hands by Jackson there to get the tip pass out of bounds.
One thing about the Knights, and I mean, again, it's easy for us to say because they're 6-0, but the Knights at home just look so relaxed. They never seem to get, I mean, you know, you make turnovers every once in a while, but they always seem to be cool and calm and collected, no matter what the situation. Big screen there, and the scoop. That's Butler.
Nice strong drive by her. Going into the chest of the defender and having a nice finger roll layup.
From way downtown, no good. number 10, Carson, has checked in for Trinity, Washington. Looks like they're going with a 7-person rotation to this point, whereas the Knights are going to more of an 8-person rotation. Now, I am somewhat concerned because Shally was a big addition off of the bench. Round 34 since that shot. And she was out before the holiday break. Kevon, she's still out after the holiday break and street close.
Well, hopefully she can get back. But Willie Pearson took a really hard foul there. Really hard call there.
Almost the steal. There's the steal. Jackson. Oh! That did not look good. Our star player down on the court. And that was a pretty egregious foul. Jackson still down.
Yeah, she took a really rough foul there on the layup. Got hit in the head, it looked like.
Number 34, Camille. Jackson down. This is really a time, like, I know that Dalton and I talked about this on the last broadcast, that a lot more discussion now is coming around these wonderful people who are here for our athlete safety, our trainers. And like I said, with DeMar Hamlin, the fine folks who were there, those first responders, saved this man's life. And in a situation like this, it's wonderful that we have such skilled people from Select Medical. So I just always want to just make sure that we keep that in mind. Select Medical is always our trainers here, and they are highly skilled. And I mean, I'm sure you've had to work with the trainers in your day.
The trainers really care a lot about the players. You know, they have a life outside of athletics, so they always got to make sure they're 100%.
Well, this is not what we want to see. Tough foul there by Camille. I mean, I don't know if they called it anything more egregious than just a normal routine foul, but that definitely did not look good, and it appears that her right leg, so hopefully Jackson is okay.
Yeah, we wish the best for her and a speedy recovery.
But with that said, the game will continue.
Looks like Roberts will be shooting her free throw shots.
Again, thank you to our trainers from Select Medical. Again, I know after the last few weeks, there's been a lot more spotlight on those folks and the great work that they do. And Roberts brings the second.
But also, Paul, like we talked about, when you're letting the refs be physical like that and not calling a lot of fouls, that can happen sometimes.
Well, I think she was conceding the foul. It just seemed a little aggressive to me, but, you know, when your star player goes down, you're going to say that. Not really much you can do there. Good push-off there by number 12.
Yeah, we're definitely extending the forearm a little bit there, but like we talked about, the refs are on the play tonight.
So Cannelly's answer with Jackson down, and they're looking at Jackson's knee, which, as I'm sure you know, is not usually where you want to see these types of things happen.
Yeah, especially for a person that has tendonitis, it's definitely not an easy spot to recover on.
It does appear, I don't really want to say anything, but it does appear that she is able to bend the leg, so that's positive. For number 14, Yancey 4. Camille 34 for Trinity, Washington. Beitler 20. And number 10, Carson for Trinity, Washington, as they trail 7 to the Knights with 5:06 left here in the second quarter. to Camille, to Yancey. And Yancey has taken that shot 3 times already. Now 2 for 4 from beyond the arc. And that gets Trinity Washington back to within 4.
Yeah, nice for high on the first defensive for the quarter. Hopefully they can get it back going. Looks like they've struggled on the defensive end in the last couple of minutes here. Another travel call.
Wow. Not what we want to see. A lot of turnovers for the Knights here, but they're still holding on to a 4-point lead.
Yeah, very uncommon that you see the Knights travel this much, especially at this level.
And Carson from downtown. And an air ball. And the Knights will get possession. Jackson over on the sidelines is up and around. And looks like obviously wincing in pain, but at least walking at this point. So that's good. We should be able to walk out of here on our own tonight. Perry, the shot doesn't go.
Yeah, with Jackson being out, you look for Sidney, Bob, and even Flash Green to step up as a leadership role.
Roberts boxed out somebody else, and now another offensive rebound. Yancey. They're going to call a block on Bub. That's a really tough call.
Yeah, it kind of looked like she barreled into her, but I guess the ref saw otherwise. You can tell that Tony Washington is playing very physical tonight. Looks like the Knights are going to call a timeout to regroup.
Probably not a bad idea. 21-17. While we have a moment, the CPC Film Series returns for the winter term on Friday, February 10th, as former Nightly News president and recent graduate, as well as our photographer, Dylan Bowman, presents the film 1917. This 2019 film won 3 and was nominated for 10 Oscars in 2019. The Nightly News Media Club will be sponsoring the event with popcorn, drinks, and movie-themed snacks to help support the club. Come on out to this free event. Always great to have the students. It's typically a faculty thing, but it's always great to have the students. Dylan will now be the 3rd student in the history of the film series to present. And what better? Do you know he's also a filmmaker?
I did not know that.
He's filming a movie right now, and we're hopefully going to have a screening of it over the summertime.
Dylan is a many man of talent. He's a talented man.
And all the photos that you see from the Knights are taken by Dylan. Great steal as Thomas just enters the game, but can't get it to go. Roberts the rebound. Jackson back to the bench with a knee brace. He's putting the warm-up shirt back on, so we're not really sure. We'll stay tuned on that. .320 left. Knights lead by 6. As Beitler goes to the line. Can't quite make that first one. Beitler averaging on the season 6.9 points and 4.2 rebounds in her 8th game. Thomas saves it to Swinton. Trying to get it down inside to Swinton.
Let's get serious, Mike.
Good drive by Green there.
But Green cannot hang on. It's like Jackson up and around on the sideline.
Looks like Green's going to go to the line here to get 2 free throws.
I would assume that Jackson would probably stay on the bench until the end of this quarter, but you never know. we go from potentially devastating news to back on the bench in about 5 minutes, so that's good. And Yancey, the drive, can't get it to go in traffic.
Almost looked like a double dribble there.
Yancey, another 3. Now 2 for 5 on the evening. And Thomas pushes. Trying to go into Swinton. What a shot there by Swinton to extend the lead to 9.
Yeah, slowly getting the momentum back with the Knights.
Camille, no good. Thomas, the rebound. Trying to go to Roberts, but no good. Another turnover for the Knights. As great as this first half has been defensively, they've had a lot of turnovers, Kevon.
Yeah, there's been a lot of turnovers. I'm pretty sure both teams are going to talk about this during halftime.
They're going to get... Trying to see who they're going to call that on. It could have been Bub or Green. It's Green. Actually, not a lot of fouls thus far. Some reserves in for Trinity, Washington. 32 Joyner. And 14 Ford. Out to Yancey, who seems to be the team leader at least this evening. Pearson almost came up with a steal. Instead, it goes the other way, and it ends up being the Knights' ball anyway.
Yeah, hopefully the Knights will score here to keep the lead and keep putting the pressure on Trinity Washington.
Still, the Knights hang on to a 9-point lead at this point, and Thomas, the floater, can't get it to go. A single shot and done as Washington, Trinity Washington, really needs to score here down 9. And Yancey, another shot. And they're going to get the foul on, looked like they called Thomas on that one. Jackson now getting up and giving Thomas some advice. Looks like Jackson, fortunately, has dodged a bullet, as they say.
Both teams are trying very hard.
Yancey makes the first. A lot of Trinity Washington fans made the trip up from D.C. for this contest.
Yeah, definitely could tell their fans were wanting to see them get their rematch here against the Knights today.
Well, Kevon, they came probably as far, and you came probably as short, so you probably could have walked over here. Thomas. What a drive.
Nice job by Thomas right there. Get the crossover in the middle and get feet away for an easy floater.
Nice. Thomas has been a great addition to the Knights. How they call Bub for that, I will not understand, but that looks like it's going to go for a potential 3-point play.
Yeah, it looked like she threw her body into her and then the ref called a foul.
That was probably the most questionable play to this point. And Yancey will go to the line. Down 7. Remember, you can always go to centralpennknights.com for live stats. And drops the second one. Yancey now with 11 points.
You can tell Thomas is really stepping up for Jackson's spot right now. leading the team so far, going to the rack hard and getting the foul.
Really reminds me of the last season of Jalen Burton Jones when Jackson was sort of the off-the-bench mentor. It almost seems like that's what's going on with Thomas right now. Cayla Thomas only averaging 16 minutes off the bench, but that's not bad at all. So I would look forward to Thomas being a huge aspect of this team beyond this season.
Especially like we talked about being a backup point guard at Jackson, he can definitely learn a lot.
Swinton leads the way after a beautiful shot there by Yancey with 14. Swinton leads the way with 7. Thomas with 5, and Jackson with 4. It's been an effort kind of across the board. 9 different nights scoring so far here. Definitely speaks to our earlier discussion about the depth of this team. So even with Jackson down, they're maintaining to keep the intensity. Of course, you can never truly lose a big superstar like Tania Jackson, but at least to this point, they've played well in her absence. Not sure what's going on. She's gotten up and down off of the bench, but maybe she's going to play the second half. We'll try to get our reporters on that and see if we can get any information for you at the halftime. Beitler goes to the line. Cannot make it close. And Trinity Washington still trails by 7. Converts on the second. And the Knights have 24 seconds left. The baseball throw to Perry. And going back to Thomas.
Who knows? Paul might have a future softball player right there.
There you go. Looks like Roberts was named. Roberts doesn't appear to be happy by that non-call.
It looks like Torrey got hit in the face there.
9 seconds left. Where are they going to draw up? Looks like there's a little miscommunication. They're trying to ISO for Thomas. No call there. No call and a missed shot means that it's 31-25 going to the half. Before we head to the half, Kevon, what are some keys to victory in the second?
Just for the Knights to keep playing defense like they have in the with the Knights leading, going into halftime 31-25. Hopefully the Knights can keep doing what they're doing, and hopefully Tania Jackson can keep coming back and hopefully play for the rest of this game.
Well, then I think that's a big question here. We have to make sure that Tania is going to be back on the court. Mainly, we're concerned about her well-being, right? If she needs to take the rest of this game, but we want to make sure she's okay. That looked really bad. With that all being said, though, it all goes back to the depth the Knights have shown. 9 different players have scored a bucket, and the Knights lead here by 6. We're going to take about a 10-minute break here, and Kevon and myself are going to get a sip of some water, and we'll join you back here for the second half as the Knights lead 31-25 against Trinity Washington. All right, we are back with Paul Miller and Kevon Davis here. About 2 minutes left until we kick things off here in the second half. Wanted to say some really good news here. We did speak with Athletic Director Casey Hicks. Said that Jackson had a knee contusion, but as you see out there during shoot-around, she is out there. Does not necessarily mean she's going to continue playing in this contest, but certainly that's a step in the right direction for Jackson, the leader of the Knights. As we go to the second half, this game at the very end of the first half got a lot closer than I think the Knights would have wanted to, allowing Trinity Washington to pull within 6. But it's worth noting, Kevon, last time the Trinity Washington did keep the game close and an ultimate victory for the Knights. So as we go here to the second half, what are some of the keys to victory as we, try to close this game out to go 7-0 at home on the season?
The Knights want to keep doing what they were doing before. Again, defensive stops and really locking down the defensive end. But on the offensive end, they want to make sure that they keep getting the ball inside, because you see they've gone to the foul line a lot. And as long as they can hit their free throws and continue driving hard to the paint, getting foul calls, we'll be all right.
Have to watch out on the turnovers. One of the biggest things that I saw in the first half, several loose ball turnovers, as well as several traveling calls against the Knights as well. If the Knights want to make sure to keep their record pristine here at home, they have to make sure they hold on to the ball in the second half, as well as hit the boards on the offensive glass. That means Legend Edwards, Sydney Green, and others need to make sure that they are boxing out and pulling down some of those offensive boards. We could look offensive glass. Perry averaging over 2 offensive rebounds a game, which is pretty incredible. Swinton also at 1.5, and of course, Tania Jackson at 1.9. Flash Green at 1.8. So you've got several Knights averaging 2 offensive rebounds a game. Haven't seen that tonight. So let's hope the second half, less turnovers, more offensive rebounds. I think that's the key to win.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure their coach also talked about the travel calls that they had, because that's really unlike the Knights to keep that going.
Before we kick it off, we will go back to CentralPennKnights.com. Of course, you can always check out the live stats and the box scores after the game at CentralPennKnights.com. Yancey leads the way for Trinity Washington, 14 on 5 of 11. Only 1 of 6 from 3, though. And a great start there as number 14, Ford, hits the jumper to get him to within 4. For the Knights, Swinton with 7, Thomas with 5, and Jackson with 4. Jackson back out there. We'll see if at all if she seems to be impacted by that. Could be just adrenaline at this point.
It's good to see she's out there under her own power, doing good for her team, and you can tell she really wants to win this game and keep the home stretch going to 7-0.
And Beasley fouled. Well, this is Jackson's last season here with the Knights. I'm sure she wants to close out on a positive note, especially with the Knights having a chance, a real chance, of going to the USCAA tournament. Deafeningly silent in here for a free throw, which is unusual.
But going back to the playoffs, hopefully they can get it, and hopefully with a good record they can have a home playoff game.
Box out, 4.
Typically most of those are at a neutral site, but I suppose you never know. And we'll see what Jackson's up to. Quick pass on the floor. Roberts has an open shot, but too much muscle.
Yeah, a little too strong there on that shot. Just have to soften up that touch a little bit and get the jump shot to fall next time.
Trinity Washington could tie it up here and take the lead with a bucket. Only down 2. Yancey from way downtown, that's no good. How about 1 for 7 from beyond the arc for Yancey, but I suppose you got to give her credit for it. Keep trying. Jackson the drive. Takes another hard spill, I'll tell you. Resiliency has to be Tania's middle name, because even after that really rough foul call, still willing to go mix it up down inside.
Yeah, you can tell she's a really tough player. She really wants to get this win for her team, and her play. I'm pretty sure her surrounding players are really respected by her.
Big shot there after missing 2 in the first half, especially after that injury. Swinton kind of got shoved there, it looked like, as the Knights extended lead to 4. Jackson now with 6. Yancey wide open, but Roberts gets back, and she definitely stepped out of it. I was just waiting to scream. That's one of the toughest things about being up here in the crowd. Like, we are watching this game unfold as you are, and sometimes there's some pretty egregious calls that are missed.
The hardest thing about being commentator is always being neutral.
It's sometimes difficult, especially because you know these people, you know what I mean? Like, you know most of these people, and so it's you know them and have a different relationship because you're both athletes.
Yeah.
Swinging the sky hook and calling the foul on Camille.
Good job by her to hook the defender behind her and get her caught up in the foul.
Big shots here for Swinton, trying to extend this lead past 4. Swinton only 42% on the season from the stripe. Shot there from Swinton.
Just like we talked about after the half, Paul, get to the free throw line, knocking down those free throws.
And Swinton drops them both. That should increase the old field goal free throw percentage. Jackson almost a steal from Yancey, but gets inside to Camille's throwing elbows. Camille's like an unbelievably aggressive player, and surprise hasn't been called for a couple of more fouls.
Yes, it's kind of weird seeing the referees letting some fouls go and then calling some tic-tac fouls.
All the credit in the world to Jackson for being out here, but all Thomas did was come in and in about 5 minutes put up 5 points.
Yeah, she did her job coming off the bench, especially at a scary injury like that. I'm pretty sure her team was proud of her for putting the team on her back.
Probably an ill-advised pass from Roberts inside to Swinton, but no harm, no foul as the Knights retain possession. Tough play there. She was running out of time and running the break. And she gets the roll, does 4. Not happy is Beasley with that foul call. Quickly 3 fouls, 4 fouls, with only just under 2.5 minutes gone by.
That's good, and you want to see that for the Knights. You want to see them try and get Trinity Washington early foul trouble and hopefully get them into the 1-on-1 or double bonus.
Down inside to Swinton, really tough shot from down there. Can't get it to go. Beitler back inside to Camille. And Beitler from way outside now. And Jackson the rebound. Jackson, she may not have 100% spring in her step, but she's pretty darn close to 99, I would say. Pearson can't get that one to go. And it will be Trinity Washington ball. You know, I'm sure you've played injured a lot, and I'm sure you've even gone out in the, a game and stayed in some cases. Tell me a little bit about what that feels like when you're maybe not sure how hurt you are because of the adrenaline.
The adrenaline is a big factor, but when you're injured like that and you really know this game is something that's really big for you, you want to try your hardest to be out there for your team, because a lot of times as we see, if a player goes down, the team's momentum can go down and the team energy can go down.
Ford the shot, Pearson wide open.
Another travel call.
Really tough call there for Pearson. Ford made the bucket, trying to get Dillon to inbound the ball to her.
Oh, another steal by Dillon, catching rebounds.
Knights only lead by 2. You do not want to let Trinity Washington hang around. They played in a lot of close contests this year, including the Knights only won by 8 in a contest back in November. Knights 6-0 at home and on the season at 10-5, and another travel.
Yeah, definitely uncommon for both teams to have this many travel calls in one game.
I'll be honest, if they had called this game we did earlier this week, there would have been 50 travels because every single time both teams got the ball, they did the exact same thing. So it's just about whether they call it or not. Swinton trying to go for three. Camille gets all ball with the block. Swinton not happy, thought she was fouled.
Yeah, that's also not a shot that you want to see from the Knights. Look like they rushed their offense there.
And somehow, the big three from Beitler, and the Knights now trail 36-35. I'm surprised Miller didn't take a timeout. And Swinton again, no call.
Yeah, looks like she's trying to just screw that one up there, bro.
Now Edwards comes in. That's one thing, Trinity Washington definitely has some size in the low post.
Why is she not shooting?
Legend Edwards enters the ball game. And Roberts from downtown.
The inside game isn't working. Hopefully get the jump shots going, and nice shot by Roberts there.
Excuse me, they called that a 2-point play. It's 37-36. And the Knights try to pressure, but Trinity Washington calls a timeout. Big shot there regardless of the number of points by Roberts. Roberts getting some serious minutes in this game. She's only been averaging 13.8, but I don't even recall her hitting the bench at this point, has she?
She was out for a little bit, but like we said with that 8-person rotation, getting different looks in. Coach is definitely calling her number tonight, and hopefully she has a big game.
5:45 remains. The Knights hanging on to a 1-point lead against 1-9 Trinity Washington. Well, and again, we will be bringing you every home game for the Knights this year. On the ladies' side, we have a couple of more games, of course. This coming up Sunday at at home, of course, for Penn State York. We'll also be back here on February 16th and February 19th for Senior Night. Thomas and Jackson on the floor for the first time together. I'm interested to see how this lineup goes, especially because it's much smaller for the Knights, though Edwards is in the game. Bub, Swinton, Pearson, Perry, all on the bench. Great D by Tori Roberts.
Yeah, Knights might be looking for a speed factor here to go with the smaller lineup and get more steals.
I'm very interested to see how this lineup goes with Jackson and Thomas. Edwards puts the ball on the floor. Unbelievable call there. She was literally dribbling the wall.
Yeah, I really wonder what the refs are seeing on these travel calls. Maybe they're picking their foot up or having an extra step before they put the ball down.
Last time I checked, you could take steps without the ball. Trinity Washington looking to regain the lead. Legend Edwards, Thomas comes up with that huge rebound. And Jackson hoping to help her team to victory here. Jackson not having it. Definitely a foul, and that'll be the 5th foul.
I think the Knights almost getting them into the bonus. Got 2 more fouls to get the 1-1.
Williams with the foul about halfway through the third quarter with the Knights with a 1-point lead. For some reason, Trinity Washington doesn't believe that this should be a free throw situation. But it is. Jackson goes to the line.
They'll take it.
Certainly could be a delay of game here. And Jackson, third free throw in a row after missing 2 in the first. And hits the second. All credit to Jackson for gutting this one out. Has been the star for Trinity Washington tonight. He keeps that one to go. Edwards with the rebound. A hit from Roberts, and they're going to call it traveling.
That one was obvious. While she picked up, she started stepping without putting down the ball.
Knights cling to a 3-point lead. The screen and back to Yancey, was going to pull it from Steph Curry land, but thought better. Camille no good, and a great rebound there from Thomas. Another foul.
Nice to do what we wanted to do, though. Get defensive stops and get rebounds and get the easy buckets.
Williams another foul, and that's going to be 2 more, and we're going to be in the bonus the rest of the way. Here for the Knights in the third. 4 minutes remain. The foul situation has gotten away from Trinity Washington, and could this be the difference in the game?
It will, because little fouls like that could also leave the points for us and keep the lead.
Good shot from Thomas.
It also helps when we have our top free throw shooters on the line.
And 41-36 is the lead. Gotta watch Yancey from outside. Now 1 of 8 from the 3-point land. Yancey leads the team in points, but has come up empty. And Thomas takes a tough spill. Camille not happy. Certainly, Camille was also the person that had the hard foul on Jackson earlier. Another hard foul there. Not really sure what they're complaining about there. There was definitely contact.
Yeah, there was a hard spell there. Good to see she's okay, though. He got up.
That extends the lead to 6 for the Knights with 3:44 in the third.
Trinity Washington, you're very upset that you're giving up 3 fouls like that and giving a nice extra points.
Thomas almost with the steal. They're going to get green on the foul there. That was probably a tough one, but I guess it does go both ways.
It does. And at least for the Knights, they have fouls to give.
Camille inside. Comes on up empty, and the turnover there for Trinity Washington. They are going to call a block on Ford. Another situation where the Knights go back to the line. Great play by Thomas drawing that foul.
Yeah, another 2 free throws for Thomas, and almost she's missed on the free throw line tonight.
Pearson in for Green. Thomas also at 66.7 on the season, tied for the team lead. Making it look easy.
Yeah, perfect from the line tonight.
Makes them both.
Thomas has really stepped up for the Knights tonight.
While Trinity Washington took the lead for about 30 seconds, the Knights have gone on an 11-0 run since that time. Tough play there. Beasley remains down. They got the advantage. Ref calls a timeout for an injured player. She was on the ground, but I didn't see what happened that would have been an injury.
You like basketball, that's what we do.
And after that exchange, Jackson comes off, and Bub in. Aaron Miller not happy with Jackson there on that exchange. But that goes to show you the type of fire that Jackson has. It appears there was no foul because the ref stopped play.
It was weird that they did that because the ball was already going down court, and while the Knights had their offense going, they stopped it.
And they took a shot. I mean, that wasn't orthodox. And Roberts. Tough call there. Legend Edwards thought she had it. They're going to call it jump ball. It does stay Knights ball, but of course, with the jump ball shifting, that's not an ideal outcome for the Knights. But we'll take the ball. Edwards putting the ball on the floor. Pearson missed the roll, might have been partially blocked. And a big offensive rebound for Pearson. Got to reset that shot clock. Which they did not do, but Bub takes it all the way and gets the foul.
Good to see the Knights still being aggressive, into the lane, and getting the foul call.
I don't know why they didn't reset that shot clock there, but I guess it doesn't really matter either way. Of course, it's now been reset. But after that ball hit the rim, and we got an offensive rebound with Thomas, it kept running, but again, as they would say, no harm, no foul, except in this case, there was a foul. Bub goes to the line. Bub only at 59.5% this year. Certainly something, if you would talk to her, I'm sure she would say she'd like to improve upon last year. A much higher free throw percentage. They're going to get,
right there.
They're going to get number 32, Joyner, for another foul.
My question is, I wonder how many fouls Tony Washington has as players. I'm surprised he hasn't been fouled out yet. Seems like there's been a foul card on every other possession on there.
Especially with a sort of a short rotation from Trinity Washington. They might be in some pretty severe foul trouble at this point. Let's take a look at CentralPennKnights.com. The foul situation is as follows. Number 32, Joyner, now has 4 fouls, with number 12, Jordan, number 34, Camille, and number 14, Ford, all with 3. So to your point, Kevon, it is not looking good for the foul situation. And a timeout. Well, we kind of talked about this a little bit earlier, but of course, you can rest easy knowing the experts at Select Physical Therapy are on the sidelines getting ready to help you and your team in times of need. With convenient locations nearby, getting back in the action is close to home. Go to selectphysicaltherapy.com to find a location near you and start your journey to recovery. little scary coming out here in the third quarter with a quick run by Trinity Washington to close that 6-point deficit and actually get a 1-point lead. But since then, it's been all nights. What's been the key?
Just like we talked about, Paul, driving to the basket, getting the foul calls, and Thomas and Jackson hitting their free throws at the line.
Offensive rebounds. There have been a couple travels, so we haven't necessarily eliminated that. But the offensive, there's been 2 huge offensive rebounds for the night. Lots of fouls here in the third quarter. And again, 1 player with 4 and 3 with 3. So how much does that reduce the amount of aggressiveness that Trinity Washington's able to play with?
It reduces a lot because of the Knights keep driving like they do. Trinity Washington will get into foul trouble, and then you don't want them to have 5 players and they're running on 5 players, and especially when they have a whole other quarter left.
There are others that look dressed, but haven't been in the game yet, so hard to say what that could mean. Now, Sydney Green does have 3 fouls for the Knights, but she's the only person really in a lot of trouble. Perry also with 3. Cayla with a big 3 ball there to close the lead back to 6. Thomas has been a huge cog in the wheel tonight. Coming in for Jackson, and Edwards with an ill-advised shot there. In fact, Edwards, in the games of record, has not made a 3-point ball this season. I believe that's her 3rd attempt in this game. We need her down inside. I wouldn't say that we necessarily need her taking 3s. But that's why we're up here.
Yeah, coach might talk to her about that and just stick to her game.
Going to be Central Penn ball after the Trinity Washington's number 4, Nancy, can't come up with it. Nancy leading the team in points, but also leading the team in by far for field goal attempts. And Thomas, oh good Lord!
Another player on our team that took a hard fall, and hopefully
she's getting up. I didn't get to see it because there was players in front of us, but she seems okay. This has been an unbelievably physical contest.
Yeah, there's a lot of ice baths we're going to need after this game, Paul.
Well, I'll tell you, that sounded bad.
Looks like the coach is going to get a technical foul. Talk to the ref.
What was she arguing about?
It might have been a call on the court that she didn't agree with.
Well, obviously, that's usually why coaches argue with the refs, but what call?
It might have been the call that when Thomas fell on the floor, or maybe about...
That was obviously a foul.
Yeah, but with the way they've been going, I guess the coach doesn't think so.
I suppose that's her prerogative, right? Thomas.
Like we said, we got the free throw shooter that we went on the line.
Thomas has been immaculate from the line this evening. Really impressed with the Knights, the rotation of players, how well they played. Now, while we talked about Trinity Washington, it is important to note that the Knights do have 3 players with 3 fouls, including Sydney Green, Sydney Bubb, and Chanel Perry. Perry's been out since pretty much the second quarter. Inside to Swinton, now with the double team.
It seems like the Trinity Washington coach was upset about that. It wasn't their ball after that call.
Worth getting a technical for?
Not at all, especially in a game like this.
Swinton tried to take on the whole team, couldn't get it to go, and it's now Trinity Washington ball down 8. Under a minute. Bad pass out of bounds for Trinity Washington. 50.9 seconds remain here in the third. Gonna call a foul on Nancy.
You do see, Paul, with a lot of fouls that
Yancey, the fourth Trinity Washington player with 3 fouls, including number 32, Joyner, has 4. So one more foul, and Joyner should be calling it an early night. Roberts off on a second. Swinton offers a rebound, can't get it to go. Pearson can't get it to go. And a steal by Thomas. About as a lot. What was the call there, Pat? The call was a travel.
That might have been the 15th travel call tonight.
Instead of a 3-point play, and you can hear how the Knights fans are getting behind this team. Great play by Swinton. Knowing Joyner has 4 fouls, went right at her and got the bucket to extend the lead to 12. Good Lord. What a shot from beyond the arc.
Yeah, that was a crowd foul right there.
Thomas trying to repeat up to the Christianum game with a half-court shot, can't get it to go, but it's 51-42. What an exciting last couple of minutes there. On one end, we hit a huge shot. Coming back the other way, looks like a 3-point play, but instead, the call is traveling. What a way to end the third.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Knights coach is really happy that they're attacking the basket and getting a lot of free throw calls in. How about Thomas really stepping up in the second half?
Well, you know, you made a great point earlier, is the Trinity Washington just can't be aggressive when people are driving to the hoop, because when you have, 4 or 5 players with 3 or more fouls, they just can't afford to take any more fouls at all, because they're running only with 7 to 8 players.
Yeah, they got to be real careful anytime the Knights drive and try not to pick up a foul card. Like you said, looks like it's going to be like a 5-on-8 matchup.
Well, and if too many people foul out, would they have to play with 4?
They'd have to play for 4. It would be the coach's decision.
I don't know that I've ever seen that happen, but stay tuned. It could happen tonight. What I'm doing here is I'm going right at Joyner every single time and getting her out of this game, because now Joyner takes a seat. But again, still numerous Trinity Washington players with 3 fouls. The foul trouble here is in really bad shape, including Yancey, Ford, Camille, and Jordan, all with 3. Joyner with 4. Going inside. Off balance shot. Camille comes up with a rebound. And a good shot there by number 14, Ford.
Yeah, it's the first Knights letdown on defense. That's the first time in a couple of minutes that we've seen them get that deep into the paint.
Roberts got kind of jabbed at, but no call. Trying to go inside to Pearson, but goes right to Bob.
Right place, right time right there.
I'd say. It's a key possession here, too. Thomas can't quite get that one to fall. Bub was surrounded by Trinity Washington players, so couldn't make much of an effort on the rebound. Key possession here for Trinity Washington with 9 minutes left. Big rebound by Swinton. Pearson's going to take it down the floor and take a drive. Can't quite get that to go. Bub tried to come up with it, got a hand on it, and it will be Trinity Washington ball.
But you still want to see that from Pearson taking a nice hard drive, especially like we talked about with Trinity Washington being in foul trouble.
Can the Knights keep their perfect home record intact? 6-0 on the season. The Knights 10-5 on the 22-23 season. Yancey, another ill-advised shot. Thomas the drive. What a floater.
Yeah, really nice play by Thomas. He has a chance to play the game tonight.
There's no question. One person I would like to give a shout out to, regardless of player of the game at this point, is Tori Roberts. It may not necessarily have shown up on the score sheet tonight, but we are not in this position if not for her. Nice press there by Trinity Washington, and Bub has her pocket picked. Former Nightly News Player of the Year, Sydney Bub, and they're going to call it. They're going to call a foul there on Roberts.
Looks like it's going to be on the floor, so it's going to take it out under the basket.
We don't get to talk enough about Sydney Bub as last year's Nightly News Player of the Game. But Bub is still having a promising campaign, averaging almost 7 points a game, 21 minutes, and is just a really positive 3.1 rebounds, about an assist a game. One of those role players that was absolutely essential to the success of this team so far.
Yeah, they don't keep this stat, but tip passes. She gets a lot of tip passes in between the passing lanes.
Beitler, another big shot.
Long shot, hit the backboard of the right shot, went in.
Thomas from downtown, can't go. And it's now a 7-point lead for the Knights. We see Green, we see Jackson about to check in. A 3-point for Beitler, doesn't go. Big rebound for Bub, ahead to Roberts. Basically again taking on the whole team. Been an exciting contest. Seen some really, really hard plays, but no one's worse than the wear. And Thomas. All the way.
It looks like there was a Trinity Washington player there, but she gave up on the play.
I don't blame her. When you've had calls going against you all night, you don't want to give up that foul. Especially for Thomas, who to your earlier point hasn't missed a free throw. We see Green, we see Jackson, Swinton, and Pearson will take a seat. We have Bub, we have Green, Roberts, Thomas, and Jackson. Probably the smallest lineup the Knights will go with. Inside to Green. Roberts and Bub for three. We'll take it either way. That extends the Knights to the largest lead of the game at 58-46. Nearly a Jackson steal, but it will remain Trinity Washington ball with 6:10 left. Defensively, the Knights have played tremendous this evening.
10 seconds with the ball there, Paul.
That's a tough call. Perry checks back in. Roberts takes a seat. Cooper for right there, almost had a steal. Cooper leads the way with 16 points, while Yancey has 14 and Ford has 11. The next highest scorer is 2, so it's a sort of a three-headed monster tonight. Whereas the Knights are in a much different situation. Thomas has 19. Swinton with 11. Perry the drive, can't quite get that to go. Now that's one of the areas that, with this small lineup, I get concerned about, because if you looked at that, it was sort of 1-on-4 underneath the basket. Probably not going to get to win too many of those battles on the offensive glass.
No, nice at least need to have 2 bodies down there to get rebounds. But the first time seeing Perry come in a long time in the game.
Well, she started off with 3 early fouls. Jackson off on a 3. Bub tried to come up with a rebound but couldn't get it. And it will go the other way. Paul Miller, Kevon Davis here with East Penn Middle School here on a Friday night. Thank you to Dalton Koller for producing the show tonight. Thank you to Dylan Bowman for our photographer. Of course, Andrew Hunter here for putting a story together for you. That'll be out on Monday, so you get to see a recap of the action. Bump for 3. Oh, just out. This place would have erupted. They're going to call Green stepping on the end line.
Yeah, just unfortunately a toilet bowl shot right there, in and out.
As they say, it's a game of inches. Jackson aggressive on that. Perry can't quite. She diverts the shot. Didn't want to go up any stronger than that because of her own foul trouble. It's on the floor. Looks like that's going to be against. Didn't see the call there. I believe that was on Ford or it simply was out of bounds. Great play to Jackson but can't convert. Wonderful pass from Bub to Jackson.
Nice ball against the over and get another open look like that in the paint.
Nice hanging on to a 12-point lead with just under 5 minutes left. Big play there by Beitler. The rebound.
Nice to have numbers here.
4-on-2 break and Thomas. Certainly a candidate for player of the game. Thomas came in today only averaging 5.6 points. Big rebound by Bud.
And you want to see Trinity Washington keep taking those deep 3 shots and let us get the rebound and set up our offense.
And I just got done talking about how this is one of our smaller lineups. Why wouldn't you go inside? Thomas the big 3. Bub a nice effort. And the steal from Jackson. It's going to go up to Bub. And Bub nearly decapitated. That's going to be a jump ball. That will be a nice ball. Camille has nearly taken off 3 people's heads at this point. But still no call. 4 minutes remain with a 14-point Knights lead. And now's the time I would try to take it easy with the ball. Great shot by Green.
Good offensive pass right there by Jackson to get a slash on the outside part, but Trinity Washington getting a sneaky layup. Nice not getting back on defense.
Tough transition there for the Knights. I was just going to say, nice to see Green get on the score sheet. She's been awfully quiet tonight with some of that early foul trouble. Jackson can't get it to go. What a rebound!
Knights going back to the line again.
That certainly will make the highlight reel. You know, what's really interesting about Green, of course, as a sophomore, played last year, she plays a lot more in the low post than you would think a player of her stature might.
Yeah, especially a tall, lengthy guard. Sometimes you'll see them down the paint because with their length they can get extra rebounds.
Cannot get that one to fall. Knights 14-point lead with 3:28 here in the 4th. Missed them both, and they're going to get Thomas over the back. Trinity Washington has not been able to do much on the defensive side because of their own foul trouble, although now's probably the time where you can probably be a little bit more aggressive. Nice rebound by Edwards, but has her pocket picked, and they have numbers 3-2. Yancey puts it up and gets the roll. Surprising no call there on Jackson. Yeah. Edwards, the ball fake, and puts it on the floor. She's done that a few times tonight. Unfortunately, hasn't gotten the calls.
You can hear a slap from up here.
Yancey gets the 2. They gave her credit for a 3 there, but that was clearly on the line.
Yeah, nice call and timeout to regroup and calm down their team and get the momentum back going.
I'm still seeing a 3-pointer on the scoreboard there. Clearly a 2 on that. I mean, it wasn't even a shoelace. It was half of a foot.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they'll have to go back on the scoreboard and fix that.
Well, just wanted to reiterate some very important news. We just announced it at the game earlier this week. But of course, The Nightly News Media Club will bring you all of Knights baseball, of which Kevon is a captain this year, on our YouTube and Twitch channels. You can always go to youtube.com/@NightlyNewsCPC or twitch.tv/CentralPenn. Go to CentralPennKnights.com for the schedule, or come out to FNB Field and watch it live. Jackson to Bub with 2:36 left and a 9-point lead. I suppose they're going to give her a 3 on that last basket, which I certainly hope that does not come down to mean anything.
Hopefully not.
Almost a turnover. Big rebound by Edwards as we're going to go under 2 minutes here momentarily. That was a huge possession. Did take that point back off the scoreboard, which is, I was getting worried.
You're hoping the Knights can kill the clock here, slow the offense down, and just try and get an easy look.
Well, and here's another situation with their foul trouble. They can't foul them to send them to the line, really, because sooner or later, the people are going to foul out.
Yeah, very true for Trinity Washington coming down to the minute here. They really got to be careful on what they do.
Yeah, I don't mind that missed shot there because they bled off over 20 seconds on the clock. Can the Knights outlast Trinity Washington? Up 10 with 1:43. But Trinity Washington will go to the line for 2. It's probably about the longest walk I've seen someone take before a free throw, does Williams, but makes the first one. And we get down to about a minute. We're going to give you our Nightly News Player of the Game.
Quack, quack.
Sinks both of them. Brings Trinity Washington within 8. And Jackson fortunately comes up with that one. Nice play getting that over the line before 10 seconds. They're going to call a travel on flag. Big, crucial turnover. Going back to some of the things we've been talking about earlier, Peter.
Yeah, especially we'll have to look at the travels at the end of this game, Paul.
The video lasts forever, as long as YouTube exists. I'm surprised that wasn't a travel.
Never like a travel. She had the ball on her hip and then slowly fell down afterwards. But the Knights have to play smart defense here with 1:25 left.
And that puts them very close to the bonus. They have one more foul to give, I believe. The next foul puts them in the bonus.
Quack, quack.
Yancey can't make the first. That was a huge free throw. Because right now we're at still a 3-possession game. They could have gotten it down to 2 possessions if they could have made both these free throws. Does make the second. Bringing them to within 7, but still a 3-possession game. The Knights, I think, just really need to slow this down. Get it to under a minute. Trying to post up Green. And a turnover. Knights are just letting them stay in this game, and that is not what you want to see.
Yeah, the Knights got close to a minute left to buckle down and hopefully get a stop here and hold the ball and have their best 2 free throw shooters on the court take free throws.
Great rebound there by Green.
See, for the Knights here, you want to hold the ball, run the clock out, and give Trinity Washington less time to shoot any type of shot.
A 7-point lead with 50 seconds, and Bub drives to the basket. Almost a turnover, but went off of a Trinity Washington player.
Yeah, fortunate case there for Bob, but the ball went off her foot.
Edwards. You're going to get her for traveling as well. Well, as we come down to the end of this contest, Nightly News Player of the Game, Kevon, who are you thinking this evening?
I'm thinking Thomas for the night. She had a really big night, and she's really been doing really good. And like we talked about from the free throw line.
And there you go, the player of the game with a crucial steal and assist. Cayla Thomas will be our nightly news player of the game. Excellent read, Kevon. Here's a couple of interesting stats. Of course, Thomas does lead the night, so 21. Also has 6 rebounds, 2 assists, but Kevon, probably most importantly, 9 of 9 from the free throw line.
Yeah, definitely. Coach would definitely be proud of her, showing that work off in practice coming in.
But Kevon, I want to just make one more point about Thomas. She was the cog who came in after the early Jackson injury in the second quarter and kept that spark. I mean, you got to remember, with your star player down and who knows how badly injured, that could seriously impact the other players. Thomas coming in was a calming presence, and I think we're seeing the signs of the future of what Cayla Thomas could be here at Central Penn. Big rebound there, and that should about do it.
Yeah, it looks like the shot clock and game clock are even, so.
So close to the end of the game for a shot clock error, but there are 23 seconds. Knights trail by 7. I can almost guarantee they're going to have to foul here. Maybe not.
Yeah, Thomas wouldn't be the one person you want to foul either.
And Jackson makes the move to the hoop. Nice floater. Can't quite get that to go. Shot clock violation. Well, I guess it touched the rim there, and it's going to stay Knights ball. Why are they not fouling here, down 7?
Oh, well, I guess with 8.9, like we talked about, with so many people in foul trouble, I guess they just conceded the loss. They had the ball with 30 seconds. I mean, realistically speaking, we've seen it happen before, you know, Reggie Miller. Yeah.
I understand Reggie Miller's not on the floor right now. Well, this is going to be a hard-fought victory. But hopefully a victory nonetheless. I don't want to speak too soon. So that's going to do it. What a game for the Knights. Knights remain perfect on the season. 7-0 at home. And move to a huge contest this Sunday against Penn State York with their playoff hopes on the line. Kevon, of course, we already talked about Cayla Thomas. Let's wrap this thing up over some other things that the Knights did to prove victorious here.
They did a great job of keeping Trinity Washington in foul trouble, kept driving to the hoop, getting in the foul. And what they also did was get key time rebounds and key time stops. And shout out to Jackson for, like we said, having that horrific injury and was able to come back and still get the win for the Knights.
Just a couple of other stats here. I wanted to point out Sydney Green leads the way with 11 rebounds. Pretty incredible. In terms of points, Swinton second on the team with 11. But our player of the game is Cayla Thomas with 21 points, including 9 of 9 from the stripe, and coming in to help out when Tania Jackson injured herself. But Tania is okay and played the second half, so that crisis averted. So, all right, well, that's going to do it here for tonight. Special thanks to Kevon Davis and our producer, Dalton Koller. This is Paul Miller. We'll see you back here Sunday at 1 o'clock. Kevon, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me, and let's go Knights.
All right, we'll see you on Sunday.